Happy Monday, my darlings, and we're going to try to do this with a smile while we watch the clown regime essentially just liquidate the world. So we got our cup of coffee while we can still afford cups of coffee, and bear with me, I owe you guys an episode. I know my youngest got sick yesterday and last night, so I'm going to get that up today. However, before we catch up on a few other things, who else is curious to find out what's going on behind the curtain with this whole France, Belgium, Spain, Portugal blackout? Full blackout. No Wi-Fi, no electricity, no street lamps, like no nothing, just out of the blue. And the whole world is looking over there and focused on that, which makes me freak out a little bit. Makes me wonder, okay, so what are they doing over here? Because that's not for no reason. There's a reason. If it's not a test of some kind or punishment of some kind, it's because something else is going. Either way, I don't trust it. I'm suspicious of anything happening right now, especially with the horrible people trying to run the show. But have you noticed, since the glitch, I noticed, remember I said, oh, look, they brought the bots back. Not only did they bring the bots back, they did that thing to the feed again, where now they're pushing the steeple people content again and pushing the pro stench people again. So I'm seeing mold face girl. I'm seeing all the girlies who, again, didn't finish high school coming on here to go, okay, you guys, so listen. We weren't immigrants when we came here. We were settlers. Immigrants come to civilized countries and go through processes, and settlers show up where there's no one and they build civilization. And that's what we did. And you're like, okay, so there was no one in America? You showed up and it was just nothing but empty land that you settled upon? Or did you colonize? I can't say the word because it's one of the banned words now that no one's allowed to say. Funny how they have to ban things and wipe them from history in order to pretend they never happened or just avoid accountability. It's interesting, isn't it? Isn't it these superior people and their feelings that are so strong that there's a list of words we can't say because it might offend them? The same way they're very schmozzy, but you can't call them schmozzies because then their feelings get hurt that you called them what they are. That's where we are. That's the superior people. All right. So they're busy explaining why, why they're okay, why indigenous people should go and everyone else should go, but why they count as settlers who built everything. It's not like they imported people to do the labor because they couldn't do that themselves either. You've got the dude in Indiana talking about the 3/5 rule was a great idea. And for those who don't remember, that's the one where the human equipment who looked like me counted as 3/5 of a person when southern states wanted more power in government. So we weren't allowed to vote, but these people could use us as numbers to back their vote. So they could use our bodies to vote against our interests. And in places like Indiana, which is the place where the no-names people are from, remember when I was like, yeah. So not a shocker. They're already, that was a great idea. We need to go back, okay? All right? Any prize. I'm starting to see more and more people like this that are going, okay, pack your bags, people. Pack your bags. Pack your bags. We're waiting on these folks, and they're cutting it real close. A lot of them feel like they can just ride this out. You're starting to see more and more videos of 80-year-olds in towns with populations of 200 people. They really have to go into the mountains to find folks to be like, and how do you feel about the job done so far? Oh yeah, we're prepared. We're prepared to suffer. We're prepared. It's going to take a long time. It's going to be years of suffering, and we're prepared for it. I'm like, wow, that's a complete 180 from Grandpa Daddy God King's going to fix everything in one day on day one. Just you watch and see. Now we're prepared to suffer for years if we have to. It's not funny. I'm glad they're prepared to suffer for years. And then you have the ones who feel like, well, yeah, they're not talking about the people that are being disappeared. The only thing they're talking about are tariffs because the people being disappeared isn't even on their radar. They don't believe they're human. So it doesn't matter. Okay, pay attention. So while they don't count that as issues at all, that veterans, citizens, children, cancer patients, white people, all these folks are also getting caught up in the crosshairs of they don't care about that. They're talking about the tariffs and they're willing to suffer. All right. And then you have the ones that still don't understand how it works going, because we're just going to bring everything back to the states because they still think there's a manufacturing button and you just flip the switch and all the factories pop out of the ground like daisies and we magically have all the supplies we need and the labor to get it done. All we have to do is hit the button. That's it. It's definitely not something that would take at least a decade for us to rebuild because we don't have anything built here for that. We're consumers, not low-wage laborers, but for some reason a lot of two-teethers in Arkansas want to bring back super low-wage sweatshop labor to the states so they can send their own children to do it. Yeah. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.